Yo, check, check, check. Yerba FM, what is good? This is Agropol, and you guys are listening to Inxs, episode number 2. This is finally the first one that I was able to have a guest come and play, or sort of. F1 SHIFTY will be joining us a little bit later. He's located in Denver, Colorado, so I had him send a pre-mix in, but I'm going to be doing a live interview with him. So I'll have them call in. You can be able to see both of us and listen to us and just kind of talk to them about what their music is like and, you know, their relationship with music and the releases and all that good stuff. But for the first 30 minutes, I'm going to be playing a set. And, yeah, just want to say I'm thankful for the space. Glad to be back. We're here second Saturdays at the studio, so we'll see y'all soon.
word is born, yo. Shamik just got busted in his head 2 times, God. Bro life, God. You know Shamik too fucking 212, God. The nigga just got bust. Niggas in the black land, God, word is born. Came through, God, from out of nowhere, God. Word is born, I'm coming to get my coach to cipher, God. And they just, word is born, crazy shots just went the fuck off, God. The nigga laying there like a fucking newborn fucking baby, God. Is he fucking dead? What the fuck you mean is he fucking dead?
Thanks everybody for tuning into my quick little 30-minute set here. Give me a sec. Let me boost myself a little bit. Check. Okay, cool. I think I'm coming in better. Yeah. Up next, we got an interview with F1 SHIFTY. In the
In the meantime, I want to thank everybody for listening. Appreciate my friends always tuning in and
blowing up
the radio show.
I
love being here so far. Every time I get to come out here, I'm like,
I told
myself when I started this residency, I'm gonna become a better DJ, and I'm gonna get
Abraham to
fucking set up all 4 CDJs, and I'm gonna try to rip it one of these times.
But
Abraham,
if you want to give me
a thumbs up if we're ready to link. Yeah. All right. Cool. Give me one sec. Yo, my dog. You hear me?
Hey. Yeah, can you hear me?
Right on, man. Yeah. Let me set you up right here real quick. Boom. Okay. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm hanging out. How are you?
Good. Why don't you start off by introducing yourself and where you're from and I guess a little bit of your background with music.
I'm F1 SHIFTY. My real name is Will. I was born in Ohio, but I moved a lot as a kid. So I lived in California for a minute when I was younger. Moved to Colorado when I was 11, and I've been here since.
Okay.
Moved to Denver 3 years ago, something like that.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about what the Denver scene looks like. Electronic music wise, are there clubs out there? What's the underground scene like? Are there renegades? They got young.
Yeah,
but
there are clubs. I would say that the DIY is kind of where it's at. There's definitely renegades, and huge parties that happen. I feel that's all I go to, really.
Yeah,
it's pretty thriving in that sense. Every weekend, there's a lot going on. A lot of good music happening.
What's the biggest genre of music over there? Because I could say for San Francisco for a long time, it was the deep house scene, and there was a lot of the big clubs out here booking deep house, and it's kind of transitioned into tech house. What's it like over there?
Yeah, kind of growing up here, bass music was everything for a long time. I feel in the past 5 years or something, at least from what I can tell. I haven't been in Denver for a decade or anything like that. So
yeah,
from my experience, techno is getting more popular, all kinds of stuff. The clubs play a lot of tech house for sure, but still a lot of bass music. There's D&B too, and all kinds of stuff.
Cool. It sounds like that's good to hear that there's more techno happening. The premise of this show for Inxs is supposed to be more techno and groove focused stuff. And when you had hit me up and you said you were down to hop on and record a mix and do an interview, I was stoked for it because it's very much in the vein of what I'm trying to do. And I was
cool.
When you were saying that bass music is really influential, I listened to your stuff and are you on you fuck with Serum? Are you on Vital? What do you use? What do you produce with? Because I know Serum and Vital are really good bass plugin VSTs and stuff.
I actually do Ableton stock everything. I don't have any plugins, and for I don't know, my attempts at mastering, I use Ableton stock too. Kind of just what I've always been using. So kind of just trying to make it sound as good as I can with what I have, and until I got to where I'm at, and I just kind of stick with that workflow. Serum is a black hole. I feel everybody's you gotta get Serum and you gotta get plugins, and I'm
you don't. Your bass sounds fucking great on a lot of shit, and I feel you do a lot of different layering with your low and bass. That's you have your discography, right? So I was listening to the first project that is at least on your Bandcamp and on your SoundCloud. It's called Let Me. No, what is it called? It's called Stockyard, right? No. The first one. What's your first project called? Looking at my notes.
My first
the one where you're singing.
Oh yeah, Less Than 3.
Less Than 3, that's what it was.
Yeah, it's that's a hyperpop record. I've been in bands and stuff. I play guitar and everything.
Yeah, there was a really good combination. When I was listening to it, I wouldn't even know. Maybe some parts of songs are hyperpop, but it felt like a pretty a very you blend of listening to your music now and going back and listening to that. And I was okay, this guy's very clearly influenced by electronic music. And, you know, was that like a COVID project for you? Was like, when did
It's
you start
post-COVID,
producing?
I guess. When did I start producing?
Mm-hmm.
When I was 15, I think. I started like making beats.
How old are you now?
I'm 28.
28? Okay, cool. So you've been producing it for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell by your music, man. I'm just like your mixes. Honestly, your stereo width on a lot of your tracks are like really, really solid, dude. Like I'll play them up on monitors, and it's like it's really nice. Like you have no phase problems.
I try to aim for that. Yeah, like putting a delay on things and having the left and the right be like really short, but like slightly different, like 10 milliseconds and 20 milliseconds.
Yeah.
Just giving it like 30% wetness gives like a nice stereo.
Kind of like that pause effect, right?
I don't know what that is.
It's kind of that where like you put a super short delay on something and then it like with the ping pong, so it bumps it out really wide in the stereo field, and then you can like blend it in using like the delay plugin on Ableton.
That's what it is. Yeah.
That's
I didn't know it had a name.
Dude, dope, man. How would you describe? Well, when did you start putting out music? If you've been producing music since 2015, when did you have another alias? Did you, like, because your discography only goes back till 2023 on Bandcamp.
Yeah, I've had a few aliases for sure. I was going by Doodall, which is my middle name. It's kind of a bad name for an alias, honestly.
Is it Doodall or Do It All?
Doodall, like, yeah.
Okay.
Like Dudahl. Okay. I'm sure that, or no, I think I deleted the SoundCloud, but I have the beats somewhere. It's all bad, so it's not really worth listening to, but like that's what I was making when I was like younger.
Is that still electronic music?
Yeah, mostly. A lot of, well, like I started playing guitar when I was 10, and like I was really influenced by like blues and jazz, and got into metal eventually, and I was in bands and stuff like that. So a lot of this stuff, I have another alias called Mind's Medium, and you can go and listen to it. The mixing is horrible, but it's a lot of guitar stuff. So I was doing that, and then I had another alias called Anthrotech, and there's a lot of music under that out that you can listen to. It's definitely like more IDM-y, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I moved to F1 SHIFTY, and like originally just wanted to like be like a one-person band, basically, like put out vocalist stuff. And I don't know, as I was meeting people, it made very little sense to change the alias again. So I just stuck with it. But I've always loved electronic music, and then once I got like to a point where I could make good electronic music, I started like really honing in on that, and now it's just like all I do. I'm like laser focused on that, so I'm just doing that.
Are you still trying to bring in any guitar elements or anything like that? Because like that first project under F1 SHIFTY compared to like all the stuff and artists that you're working with now, I mean, it's a little bit different. And like I've like noticed you kind of had like you have some dub techno music that like I really fuck with. Like Stockyard's one of those, like very progressive, and then you have stuff that's like Turnpike and Ear Bleach, which is like a little bit more bass oriented, like upbeat, like club music. Like what's your balance with that? Because I know it's really easy. I mean, at least for myself and like a lot of producers, like when they're trying to put out more music, they're like, what's my sound? I have to identify my sound and keep moving forward with this. And like I think you have very much so your sound, but like what is your perspective on how you moved forward like through these genres and how you're trying to mix stuff?
I don't know. I like making like all kinds of music, so I just do that, I guess, and find a like with playing it live. I find a way to like make it work, I guess, or not. Just kind of surprise people, I guess, with like messing up the vibe and like switching to something crazy. But I don't know. I go through phases. Like for 6 months, I'll be like super into producing like more bassy, breaky stuff, and then like it's about to get cold in Colorado and like be winter, and usually like with Stockyard, most of those tracks I made like during the winter. I feel like I'm influenced by my environment in that way. So I'll probably start making more stuff like that.
Oh yeah, because you guys get probably a lot of snow over there, huh?
Yeah, not relative to like, you know, the Midwest or something like that, but the winters can be still really cold and dry.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah. How are you playing out over there? Like, what's like for your level of being a producer? Like, are you playing out over there? Like, what are the shows that you're playing? Like, are they still on the Renegade side? Or are you getting into some clubs?
I play whenever I can. I can't say I play a lot of shows, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I try, but not like super hard.
Mm-hmm. Is that your
but
goal?
I am playing next weekend.
Oh, you are? Tell us about it.
Yeah. It's it's a giant lineup. There's like 11 people. That's got to be like 40 minutes, but it's gonna be really fun. It's at a place called Intimat in kind of like just southwest of Denver.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool space. It's like a basement DIY spot that you can go to like 6 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
It's gonna be techno for sure. I know that a lot of people like to play like on the lineup like to play like hard techno, so I'm looking forward to that.
I'm talking like 150 plus, like hard techno.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and like totally blown out kicks and stuff like that.
So, is your goal to play like more shows? Is your goal to keep releasing music? Because you have like 6 releases this year already, or like 5?
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how many releases I have, but yeah, my goal is to do both. I have a ton more music that I'm gonna put out at some point.
Is this stuff? Go ahead.
I think I have music coming out early next month again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm trying to play more shows for sure.
Yeah, that's sick, man. Like, it's always fun to like release something and then play a show right afterwards, and you get to play some of your tracks out that's off a new release because you're feeling hot about it and stuff. I mean,
yeah, I mean, like, there have been periods where it's like I'll get booked like every few months or whatever, and then I go and I play like. But there have been a few times I like play only my stuff.
Really?
In fact, that's mostly what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like most people think that that's all I do, but it's not. But I don't know.
That's like one of the things I can really respect most, like about like this whole intersection between producer and DJ, because like in my head those two things are like very very separate, or can be. Like, there are people in the scene that are just DJs, and there's people in the scene who are producers and DJs. You know, and it's, you know, often case now that if you're producing, you're going to be a DJ. But like, to play a whole set of just your own music is like probably one of the goals I'm going to shoot towards in 2025.
Totally.
There's some people in the scene over here, Zero Idea and Brick, like some of the Domain and Vitamin 1000 heads and the Perfect Dark heads. Shout out to them. They did like a Vitamin 1000 warehouse show, but they played a whole set of just their unreleased like stuff, and I'm like, damn, that's fucking cool, dude. That's something I want to aspire towards. And like, there's a lot of, I don't know, confidence behind being able to do that. Like, if you have a discography, like I feel like you do right now, or at least the things that I've listened to for under F1 SHIFTY, I'm like, you could play a whole set. Like, you play probably 2.5 hours, 3 hours of just your own music the whole time, like congruently, and it would make sense.
Yeah. I played a show. Yeah, I feel like it was like 6 months ago now, something like that. I can't remember, but it was a 2-hour set, and I just played my own stuff because I like testing. Like, that's the best to learn how you're actually mixing. Like, I can't blast music that loud, like in my house, you know?
Yeah.
It's like to go to a venue and hear like what you got going on is like, so it feels so good. I love it so much. But your music goes super hard too. So,
dude, thank you. Yeah, we actually, I mean, I guess we got to like, I know who you were because you had your release on No Bias earlier in the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your like your link with like No Bias? Like, how'd you guys get in contact?
So shout out. There's an event series, and I guess kind of it's just a music platform at this point called Black Pedal in Denver, run by Leany. Leany's a great producer and a DJ. And Leany booked me to be like direct support for Bastion Goat. Bash and Go played that show, and we chilled for like 2 days or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was just like super generous and chill and like wanted to hear what I have. So I sent him some IDs and he was really into it. So he pushed it to No Bias and they put it out. I was like super excited.
That makes sense that you would be on a bill with Bash and Go too, because he plays and produces a lot of bassy, breakbeat, like semi-deconstructed club stuff, but it's still things that like get the dance floor going crazy. And so like I could see you guys like definitely like playing a show together and that shit fucking working. Like I just finished my last 30-minute set here with Let Loose, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that track
I tuned
slaps.
in, I heard you play that, yeah.
Yeah. I played another one of yours too. It was off of Stockyard. It was one of like the more W techno tracks that you have. I'll find it in a second, but that's super sick, man. Like, No Bias is like probably like the best label out here in the Bay if you're an underground like artist or producer. And it's cool. Recently, they've been having people out of the Bay like post music on like their bandcamp and like it's all that stuff is doing is just like bettering the music scene, And it's like
there's so like to have music on the same like platform as like some of the artists on No Bias is crazy because like I listened to their music before I had music out, on the label, so it's really cool.
It's dope, man. Like I just played a No Bias show yesterday night over at Underground SF, which is like a small venue out here, and it was sick. Like Tall had put out my record on their label in late July. And I was like, let's go. Like, I'd finally been able to make some music that, like, I wanted to make. Or that I was, like, conceptualizing in my head for a while. And so I was like, yo, these sound cool. Let's put it on No Bias. I'm like, sweet. Because, like, I feel you in the production way where, like, you go through waves of stuff. Like, I feel like right now I'm getting back into a lot of house music and, like, wanting to make house music or, like, hard house with, like, that UKG swing in it. But it's still very, like, 4 on the floor. And I put that project out and I'm like, damn, I got to follow that up with something that's like in the same vein of what that was to keep pushing my discography. Because like I put out my first project maybe 2 years ago in the summer and it was like all 165, 170, like very breakbeat, like kind of jungle oriented. There's a track where I sang on it. So that's like when I was listening to that first project you have under F1 SHIFTY and you were singing and stuff, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like I had a small project before that where it was like singer-songwriting stuff and I really only knew how to play bass and play some keys. So like I was fudging a lot of guitar parts on bass, but then moving into like Agropol, I had this track that was like kind of drum and bass, and I was like, I can sing on this. That'd be cool. Like I want to at least sing one song on this project. So hearing you singing on that stuff too, and you got a good voice too. So I was like, let's go.
Well, it is super auto-tuned, but thank you. Yeah. I mean, that's the idea.
Yeah. Well, you can tell like there is a level of musicality involved with any like with even electronic music like production where you can see like some people have a general understanding of like music theory or they know what chords are and how to play them and like how to link different parts of songs certain ways, like writing bridges or writing like different breaks in a song. And like I feel like that having that sense of musicality, which I feel like you do, translates more into like the energy of a song. It's like things feel more musical because of it, because you have an idea of this stuff. You know how to sing. Like if you're playing a melody, you're like, you could probably sing it out first and then play it.
Totally.
Okay,
I do that all the time. I just kind of hum things to try it because it's like you hear it in your head, but like to hear it out loud, it tells you exactly how to draw the MIDI or whatever it is you're doing.
Exactly. Are you on Ableton? Are you? So I saw a couple of videos on your Instagram of you playing live sets, and you had your laptop and a MIDI controller, maybe something else. What's your idea of live sets? Like, do you try to play them out a lot, or?
Yeah, I mean, I used to bring my own stuff and like do that setup and like play sets in Ableton, and just kind of like launch tracks and then clips alongside it. Like you have a lot more flexibility that way, but practically just like showing up with your computer and like an interface and controller and all that stuff is not so smooth. So like it was like, yeah, we're migrating to the USB and not doing that anymore.
So I mean, so how long were you doing live sets for? Or like what? Like I mean, you're playing full hours. Like it. I mean, you need a lot of music to be able to do that. Like even if you're DJing your own music, but like if you're doing a live set, you know, like there's way more um, practice that is involved with that. You know, like you need to sit down and play your set out. It's the same thing as being in a band. You know, like okay, I have to play the set out a few times. Where like DJing, you could just like pop up, maybe have a playlist of stuff you want to play that night, but then figure it out on the spot. You know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does take a lot of practice. But at the same time, like you can introduce chaos a lot more easily, and like,
What do you mean by that?
You know, like I would just have like messed up drum breaks and like sound design and like acapellas and stuff just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
And then you can just like trigger that stuff in whenever, you know, it's like with decks, it's like you can have up to, I mean, you can have a lot of decks, but like, you know, typically like max is 4, so you can have like 4 things going on. But with Ableton, you can just have like 10 things going on at the same time if you want, you know, just mess with the layers that way. And you can also build your own effects, like your own effect tracks, and like implement like max patches and all this stuff to like.
Max for Live is like one of the coolest like open source, like not open source, but like kind of like free source to like get some really cool plugins that like are like and just embedded in Ableton. You know, like they're gonna work right away once you download them or buy them. Because I know there's some ones that like people buy.
Yeah, I like the buffer shuffler a lot.
What's that?
It's like a looper type thing. I don't know, but you can like freeze it, so it'll like randomize loop things and then like trigger it like 16th notes or 32nd notes or whatever. And then like if you find like a good thing, like then you can just like freeze it on the loop and like blend that in, which is fun.
Wait, are you typing right now, or Abraham? Is that you clicking over there?
I'm not typing.
Okay, cool. Maybe his audio is being in, but I want to give a shout out to Abraham, who is running Yerba Buena Studios and Yerba FM, Yerba Buena FM or Yerba FM, and like providing a really dope space. They've been here both the times I've played and like helped me like set up. What do you need? Like even for this one, you know, having you call in and stuff. It was like he's like, come early, let's figure this out, and so he's over there in like the control room right now, like making it happen. I feel like I'm an official podcaster right now.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks for having me. If you can hear me, I don't know.
Yeah, no, you can. But you know, with live set, I've been like, I would really like to see more live sets come back, because I think there's like so much, I don't know, reputability in it, where it's like you can't disrespect the live set. You know, like they're making it in person, but it's always original music. You know, there's so much prep to it. Like I've played a couple live sets out recently. One was I host an open decks at a bar in the city on second Wednesdays with a group of friends of mine. We go by like Local 500, and me and a friend that we do that with, he's also into hardware, so we each did like 30-minute sets. And that was like my first time playing like a live set out, and like I've been messing with gear for the past like 3 years now, and you know, it started off with like synthesizers, and it's moved into drum machines and like more complex synthesizers, and then I've stripped things down again. But I really do want to play a live set. So like seeing you do that on your page, I'm like, you got to bring that shit back, man.
Yeah, maybe I should. I mean, the show I'm playing next weekend, a lot of people are playing their own live stuff, and I don't think I have the time to bring it back in and like prep and do that. But there's actually a fair bit of stuff like in the underground here. People that do live sets, like somebody who's playing next weekend that I'm on the lineup with is Moth Sanctuary. Mm-hmm. She's super sick, like does live loops most, like I think every time I've seen her, like it's been like that. Super cool. It's very inspiring, but it's a lot of work.
It's so much work. I feel like, and it really is one of those things too. I talk about vinyl with some friends of mine that they only spin vinyl, and like, you know, playing more shows now, like a lot of people like they don't really care what you're playing on. So that could be even going to like a live set too. Like they just care if it sounds good. You
Right.
know, like people aren't going to be like you could be playing an all vinyl set of just music that people don't care about, or you could be playing a digital set on CDJs that people don't care about. But if it sounds good, then it's cool. And most people don't know the difference between like playing a DJ set with vinyl or on digital either. They don't really care, you know. But when people are like pulling up with like Euro rack gear and stuff like that, I'm like, you guys are insane for pulling
Yeah.
like shit out like that, you know.
And
I
it's
can't
also expensive too.
imagine.
Like you haul it all to the club or whatever.
Yeah. Would you have any? So when you're releasing, are you trying to keep doing all like self-release stuff? Because like was No Bias your first label release? What's your like plan with that?
Yeah, No Bias was my first label release, and then I put music out on Scans. It's like a platform run by Evelyn, who's like one of my favorite techno producers, I would say. And then I had Scuffed recently. The next release is going to be on a label as well, but
Yeah. TBA.
Yeah, TBA. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a ton of music that I'm like, after next month, I'm just dropping that stuff. I'm just gonna do self-release, like a lot of music.
Do you
Not
what's
really.
your production like pipeline? So you'll sit down, you make a track, like run me through that from idea to release.
I guess there's like two ways. You know, you'll like, I don't know. I'll like hear an idea in my head, or hear other like see a live set, and then like at night, and then the next day be like, oh man, I don't know what that track was, but I want to make something like that, you know. And
Yeah.
So other music, or just like coming from within or whatever. But I guess also a lot of it is like I do a lot of sound design, and just have like folders of like snares and claps and drums that I make, and weird glitchy goofy stuff, and I'll just start like with no intent at all, just like start arranging stuff, and then it turns into something, you know.
Are you in clip mode, or do you start an arrangement?
I work pretty much exclusively in arrangement.
Okay. I feel like I get stuck there a little bit sometimes, where it's like clip mode, I'm like, okay, here's my idea, and now I can start arranging it. And then when I get to a spot, I'm like, this needs a lead right here. Let's break here for like 4 bars, you know? I overthink arrangement sometimes.
I produced in clip mode for a long time, but I just make a like on the grid in arrangement, just like set a loop, you know, like 4-bar loop, and then just start pasting things in, or like using an operator to like design things. And like I like it more visually too, because like I like to not have too many like transients overlapping, and so you can really keep track of that in arrangement.
Oh, cool. I didn't never even thought about it like that, where you can actually like when you're visually seeing the waveform, like that's going to clash right there.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of the same way with like a drum rack though, with where you have the MIDI, like you could visually see it there, but I don't know.
So you make a track, you do your own mix for it, and then you said you master for yourself as well, or you send it off?
I master. I try.
Yeah.
People tell me it sounds good, and people ask me to master music for them. So I guess I know how to master. But
you're mastering all on stock Ableton plugins?
Yeah.
Damn, that's dope.
I mean, it's like it. The more like precise the mix, the less complicated the master has to be.
100%.
So it's like, I don't know. I just put a limiter on and find my way.
Really? That's crazy. I feel like I master like some of my like personal releases, and I feel like I've gotten a lot better at it, but I've also like incorporate like a lot of plugins. Like I use UAD Spark, so I use a lot of the UAD like master bus compressors and mass compressors, and like tape and like analog tape emulations and
Yeah.
things like that, and clippers, that are like that I paid for, and I've been working with some more artists recently and like seeing their process with stuff, and they're like, you know, you really can't do all this in Ableton stock, which is like it's just such a truth behind it,
Yeah, I mean, some of my stuff totally gets like, I'll be listening on like Apple Music or whatever, and then I'll like compare stuff that I put out to other stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I should probably be using plugins. Like, this is definitely not as loud, and like, but I don't know, like, it is dance music, so really, what matters is if it sounds good in the club, I guess.
And that's like when you were saying earlier, like when you play your own sets out with your own music and you're like hearing it on like loud on club speakers, like that's so telling of like where your mix actually was, And
Yeah.
like I like playing out unreleased stuff because I'm listening to that while I'm DJing. I'm like, oh, that's the high end is just not there. The low end is not there like the previous
Yeah.
track was. And it's like you feel that energy shift when it's not where it should be,
Yeah, totally. There's a track that I played out once a while ago, and the highs were like piercing, and that was like one of the best learning experiences. So like, okay, never do that again. Like, because even if you try to turn it down like on the mixer or whatever, it was still just like, ugh. Yeah.
Do you have monitors at home, or do you mix and produce in headphones?
I do everything in headphones, which is not wise. I have monitors, and I listen to it on monitors afterwards. But while I'm doing it and like finishing the project, I've just always used headphones. So I just keep doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Because like I have like some pretty big monitors, and like the whole ear fatigue thing is super real. Like you're hearing things on the monitors that when you put headphones on, or like I produce on like a MacBook, so like on my MacBook speakers, I'm like, oh, I can't even hear that bass at all. Like I need to work this sound out a lot more. Getting those references, like car references, it's like, your fucking car, this sound system in your car because you're driving it all the time. You're always listening to music. Super important ways to like, or just in general, super important to like reference your music like that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I listen in these. And then I have like Audio Technicas, the ones that like everybody has. That's what I do everything in. And then my roommate has like insane speakers, so I just listen to it on his speakers.
That's dope.
And yeah, the laptop as well.
Okay. And now you finish the track, it's mastered. You mastered it or got it mastered. What do you do all like your artwork? Because I noticed like you get a lot of photos done. Oh, sorry, there we go. Do you do your own artwork? Like you have a lot of photos with your stuff. Clearly there's some like Photoshop things going on there. Like, is that all you? Do you have friends that help you?
That is not all me. That is my roommate, Zach. Panicware is his name. He's downstairs cooking dinner right now. Yeah, he's super helpful with all that. He really cherishes my art and helps me. And I don't know, I'm pretty like tunnel vision with music, so like getting his perspective of like what things should be and how they should look is very. I feel fortunate to have somebody like that.
It's it's a very common trend with doing everything yourself now. It's like this whole DIY scene with music because everyone can produce now. You don't have to be in a studio, and like you're not getting on labels that are gonna do all this stuff for you. So like everyone really does have to step it up with like it's not just the music. You have to like market it a certain way so that it's got to look like you want your shit to look cool, and you want it like the visual representation to match like the audio representation of it. So like all that stuff's super important. Your shit looks cool. I fuck with your graphic design like on like across your releases. I'm like, that's dope.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
That's Panicware there.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, thanks for coming on and talking and being down for this because you're my first guest. Like I was like, okay, cool, let's do this. Like, and like you're like, all right, well, like we'll figure it out because like I'm trying to have people come in here and stuff. I'm like, oh, we'll just send me a pre-record and like we'll figure out how to do this. And Abraham helped a lot with like coordinating this part of it. But yeah, man, your music sounds sick. Why don't you like let people know where they can find you?
Well, my latest release is on Scuffed. so you can check that out. And I guess Bandcamp is the best. If you want to buy my music, that's the best way right now to support people. But I'm on all the streaming and everything too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's your Instagram, bro?
Oh, F1 SHIFTY.
F1
SHIFTY. All lowercase, no spaces.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool, dude. Well, I'm looking forward to your release, and hopefully people who watch this can check it out too. And even if people don't watch it, you still had an experience for yourself to talk about music and stuff. I kind of love these conversations with peers that can just talk honestly about what they're doing with music and their process with stuff. I feel like you get your own perspective back from it, just saying it out loud.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited to talk to you because I think your music slaps too. So
thank you.
I love talking to people about music. I will talk to people about music forever until I pass out. So it's always a pleasure.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate you, dog, and we'll be in contact soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Have a good night.
Yeah, of course. Peace out.
Peace.
Hour we have F1 SHIFTY's pre-recorded mix playing, so stay tuned and check out this guy's music. There's a lot of his own unreleased stuff in this and released music, so enjoy it. Thanks for listening. This is Inxs, episode 2 on Yerba FM. We'll see you guys in a month. Peace.
about to witness the strength of street knowledge. You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Boy, you up, we should fuck. Boy, you up, we should do bad stuff like you're rough. Boy, you up. You can come through, come to, tell me what you gonna do. Boy, you up. Boy, you up, we should fuck. Bad stuff like you're rough. Boy, you up. Boy, you up, we should fuck. Boy, you up, we should fuck. Do bad stuff like you're rough. Boy, you up. You can come through, come to, tell me what you gonna do. Boy, you up. Are you up? Are you up? Are you up? We should fuck. Bad stuff like you're rough. Boy, you up. Boy, you up. We should fuck. Boy, you up. We should do bad stuff like you're rough. Boy, you up. You can come through, come to, tell me what you gonna do. Boy, you up. Boy, you up. We should fuck. Do bad stuff like you're rough. Boy, you up. Boy, you up. We should fuck. Boy, you up. We should fuck. Do bad stuff like you're rough. Boy, you up. You can come through, come to, tell me what you gonna do. Boy, you We